My name is Ottaro and I am the Executive Director at the Catholic Youth Network for Environmental Sustainability in Africa, or CYNESA. CYNESA is a platform that brings together young Catholics from across the African continent to respond to the twin challenges of environmental degradation and climate change, and doing this from the inspiration of Catholic social teaching, looking at how our Catholic faith inspires and invites us to respond to this ecological crisis that we face. CYNESA is currently present in 10 African countries, namely Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon. And we are looking to grow and expand the network in many other countries across the African continent as opportunity permits us to do that. CYNESA focuses on three main areas. The first one is formation. Formation meaning creating awareness about contemporary ecological issues that we face, but also environmental education, and also engaging young people on the themes around Catholic social teaching and how those ground us really to respond to this ecological crisis. The second aspect of our work is networking and advocacy training, and in this thematic area we engage with other stakeholders who are also responding to the environmental crisis that we face, be they civil society or governments or other youth networks and organizations. And we also participate in policy processes at national, regional and international levels. The third element of our work focuses on engaging young people to have concrete action at the grassroots level. So basically environmental action at the grassroots. And this vary from a wide range of activities such as tree growing, to waste management, to issues around renewable energy. I've done several things that have come to mind. One of the things that we've seen is that there is some participation of young people, but this can be enhanced so that more young people are aware about this very important convention, but are also able to bring to the table their innovations and their ideas that they are working on in their communities to restore the land. And this is really critical because young people represent both the current but also the future, and so it is critical that they are engaged in decision-making processes, but also in the implementation of those decisions that are being taken by governments and other stakeholders at the global level, at the regional level, and at the national level. Young people being in these spaces means that when governments adopt resolutions, they are able to be involved in the implementation of those resolutions and the domestication of those documents at the national level. And this is very key because, particularly in Africa, where a majority of the population is youthful, is a young population. The other is the very minimal participation of faith-based organizations. At my last count, there were only 2 faith-based organizations here, one of them being ourselves, CYNESA, so we're very proud that we at least are able to represent and bring the faith voices to this important meeting. Building the capacity of faith actors is very critical in ensuring that they are aware about this convention, that they are able to bring their unique perspectives that are based on values and moral imperatives in terms of in addressing environmental and land degradation in general.
My name is Alphonce Munyao from Catholic Youth Network for Environmental Sustainability in Africa. So it has been, an exciting experience being here in Abidjan following the proceedings of the 15th conference of the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. Starting on Sunday with the Youth Forum, there was a 2-day meeting bringing in youth representatives from all over the world, but majority from the host country, to talk about challenges and solutions as well on land and soil degradation issues. And then the end of it was a fantastic crafting of a good youth declaration that is supposed to go into to inform the discussions that member states are doing here, and also the World Leaders Summit that was hosted in Monday and Tuesday. Talking from a perspective of a young Catholic from Africa, I would say issues of land degradation are becoming quite widespread, touching in every nook and cranny of the continent. Basically, we are thrilled to see some efforts like the African Great Green Wall Initiative that is led from the African Union Commission level and transformed to action down at the grassroots. But this is just mapping along 11 countries from the east coast of East Africa to west coast in Senegal. That basically is a good step into the right direction, but you can say we really need much more of that in so many parts of Africa.
Here at the COP15, or the 15th Conference of the Parties to the UN Convention to Combat Desertification, we have a team representing Kenya, representing Ghana, and representing Nigeria. And this team has been participating in some of the plenary segments that are taking place here involving governments, but also civil society, who are focusing on how to have sustainable land regeneration and land restoration, but also looking at the particular place of women and young people in the whole engagement or process of land restoration and land regeneration. As we know, our land is our life. Our land is what sustains all of us, and if we take care of our land, then the land will also take care of us. And because of this, our delegation, our organization has found it worthy and proper that we participate in this meeting and engage with other colleagues, other young people, but also work with and listen to what the governments are saying, and try in our own little ways to, if possible, influence the policies that they come up with here, that those policies will in fact reflect the importance of care for our common home, paying attention to the cry of the earth and the cry of the poor, as Pope Francis invites us to do in Laudato Si. During this conference, we are also attending a number of side events, and CYNESA with other partners will also be hosting one such side event on the 17th of May, looking at how faith values can inspire the whole of humanity to care for and to restore the land and to have effective land regeneration and land restoration. And that's one of the key reasons why we are also here in Abidjan for this important gathering and meeting.